Oh, let's see here. I'm going to be reading from Luke chapter 24, verses 35 through 48. Oh, and good morning, friend. The disciples of Jesus recounted what had taken place along the way and how they had come to recognize him in the breaking of bread. While they were still speaking about this, he stood in their midst and said to them, "Peace be with you." But they were startled and terrified and thought that they were seeing a ghost. Then he said to them, "Why are you troubled? And why do you questions arise in your hearts? Look at my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Touch me and see me, because a ghost does not have flesh and bones. As you can see, I have." And as he said this, he showed them his hands and his feet. While they were all still incredulous for joy and were amazed, he asked them, "Have you anything here to eat?" They gave him a piece of baked fish. He took it and ate it in front of them. He said to them, "These are my words which I spoke to you while I was still with you, that everything written about me in the law of Moses and in the prophets and the Psalms must be fulfilled." Then he opened their minds to understand the scriptures. And he said to them, "Thus it is written that the Christ would suffer and rise from the dead on the third day, and that repentance for the forgiveness of sins would be preached in his name to all the nations, beginning from Jerusalem. You are the witnesses of these things." This is one of those moments where I think a bit of humor is lost on Jesus. He's like, they're all, kind of hanging around and thinking about, what was going on, and he just shows up and he's like, "Peace be with you." kind of like when you're good buddies with somebody and you see them and you can tell they're just completely zoned in, and you can't help it, you just go up and like goose them, or like be like, "Hey, what's going on?" They're like, I don't know. That's just me. I think Jesus had a lot of fun with his disciples. And then he showed them. He's like, "Hey, look, it's really me. See, look at my hands. Look at my feet. Oh, and hey, by the way, you got something to eat." Here's God. He has everything. He's omnipresent. He knows all. He sees all. And he shows up and he's like, "Hey, you got something to eat?" I don't know. I just think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. He didn't need anything from them, yet he wants something from them. He wants something to eat. For me, and maybe I'm thinking too hard on this, I could be wrong, but I think he's trying to show us that we have something to offer, even as low and as little as we are. Even when we're in a state of shock or awe, we still have things that we can offer. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But, it makes me wonder, as I go through my day to day, am I realizing that I have things to offer in the big picture? I have things to offer at home, and I provide a paycheck and a home for my family and everything. But to my brothers and sisters whom I meet, do I have something I can offer? I had an experience, with all this junk that's going on. My wife asked me to go to the store and grab a couple of things. And, you get there and everybody's got that look in their eye like, and it's funny because I was at the store and the store had like these 12-inch tiles on the floor, and everybody's kind of like looking, not everybody, but some people were like looking at the floor, am I keeping 6 feet away, trying to use the tiles to measure up and whatnot. And I came around this corner and I was just smiling, and I saw this woman, and she was just kind of had an ordinary face, but she saw my smile and she smiled. I think we always live in times of stress and duress. It's always possible because I think the devil is always trying to make us feel stressed and under duress, and to become like a black hole and collapse upon ourselves. But so I'm going to go through the day today, and I'm going to look to see how I have things to offer, maybe outside of the box, and then also to have fun and to smile, because I think that's one of the virtues of Jesus and of God that gets often overlooked, is that he's a God that loves to smile. He made so many beautiful things. He made you. He made me. Okay, maybe I could have, I don't look that great right now, but I think he's a guy. I think he's an entity that loves to smile and loves to laugh. I don't know. I mean, he made the duckbill platypus after all. That's all I gotta say about that.